Hello students, in this video we are going to learn about content words and function words. Usually in English we have 8 parts of speech, and those are nouns, pronouns, adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, prepositions, interjections. All these words, like, they fall into two category of words, two types of words. Those are content words and function words. So the words may fall either the content words or function words based on the function of that particular word. Now let us see what are content words, which words are said to be as content words, and which words are said to be as function words. Content words means the words which gives information, which has meaning. So the words which gives us some information or which has some meaning are called as content words. What are function words then? So these function words or the words which are necessary to make the sentence grammatically correct, or to give a grammatical sense to the sentence, means the words which help us to glue all these content words to make it a grammatical sentence. It means, for example, she came house yesterday. These are all the words which has some meaning. So she, if we read the word she, it has some meaning. Came, it has some meaning. House, it has some meaning. Yesterday, it has some meaning. But when we just read these words, something is missing. That means these are not linked up, and we can't call it as a sentence also. So we need some more words to link all these words to make it a sentence grammatically. So these words which has the meaning are called as content words. And now we are going to add few more words to these words to make these words a complete sentence. For example, say this. I have taken two words here, to my. Of course, they have little meaning, but they won't give you a complete meaning or complete sense if they are used individually. So these words, or what we say function words, which are necessary to glue up or to link up these words, content words, to make it a complete sentence or to give a sense to the sentence. Now let us add these two words to these content words to make it a sentence. See, she came. Now I have added these function words to this, to my house yesterday. Now it is complete it is giving some complete sense, means it is grammatically correct. And now these are not just individual words, but they are linked up, and they are giving some information or they are giving some meaning, and it's a meaningful sentence. Now we can call these four words as a meaningful sentence. Of course they give meaning, but they need some more words to be added to make a complete sentence. Now the words which give information or meaning are said to be content words, and the words which are used to link up the content words grammatically to make a sentence are called as function words. Now, what are content words? So, what category of words falls under content words? Now, here, nouns. As you know, they are called as naming words. The name of person, place, or thing are called as nouns. And main verbs, they denote action or state of being. And adjectives, they describe a noun. And adverbs, they tell us where or when something happens. And all these words comes under content words. So nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, all these four category of words are called as content words. Other than these four words, we have few more content words. We have few more words which are also considered as content words. So what are those? Or negatives. So the words which are used to give a negative sense in a sentence, that means no, not, and never. And demonstrative pronouns. So what are those? This, that, these, and those. Question words, like question words what, where, when, how, and why. So all these three category of words, other than the main words, these three category of words are also considered as the content words. So content words are the words which gives meaning or information, and nouns, main verbs, adjectives and adverbs comes under these content words. And other than these main words, we have few more words which are also considered as content words. Those are negatives, demonstrative pronouns and question words. Now let us see what are function words. As you said, we use these words to establish tense. As I said, like function words are used to link up the content words grammatically to make a sentence. So we use these words to establish tense. I mean, like some examples for that are auxiliary verbs, and we use these function words to define relationship in time and space, and we use these function words to tie together clauses. That means conjunctions are used to combine two clauses. Prepositions are used to define relationships in time and space. And auxiliary verbs are used to establish a tense. And like pronouns. Pronouns are used in the place of nouns. So all these things comes under function words. And also other important words which does the function of linking these content words grammatically. Now let us see in one by one. So determiners. What are these determiners? Articles comes under determiners. Demonstratives comes under determiners. Possessive pronouns comes under determiners. Quantifiers comes under determiners. Now let us see this. Articles, a, an, or the. So these three words comes under articles. Demonstratives, that, these, those, these. Possessive pronouns, my, ya, they, are, ours, whose, his, hers, its, which, all these possessive pronouns also comes under determiners. Quantifiers, so we use some words to express quantity of something, that is some, both, most, many, a few, a lot of, any, much, a little, enough, several, none, all these words are called as quantifiers. So these four things comes under determiners only. So determiners or function words. Now let us see conjunctions. So we have a lot of conjunctions which we use to combine two clauses. Those are and, but, for, at, neither, or, so, when, although, however, as, because, before. Some of the things I have mentioned here, not all. So all such kind of words also are called as function words. Now we have prepositions which shows the relationship of time and space in a sentence, that is in, of, between, on, with, etc. Lot of prepositions are there, and all these prepositions also comes under function words. Pronouns also comes under function words, and auxiliary verbs, as I said before, like be forms, do forms, have forms, all these auxiliary verbs also comes under function words. And modal verbs also comes under function words. Qualifiers like very, really, quite, somewhat, rather, to, etc. Such words are used as qualifiers in a sentence, and these words also comes under function words. Now we came to know, like, function words are the words which are used to link up the content words grammatically in a sentence. So all the other words other than these like main words, those are nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs, and few other words which are considered as content words. Those are negatives, question words and demonstrative pronouns. Or other than these words, so all the other words which are used grammatically to link up the content words in a sentence comes under this function words. Now then, what is the need of learning these content words and function words? While we are speaking, you know we put stress on content words, and the function words are non-stressed. That means while we are speaking, the words which are stressed, where we have to stress, or which word we have to stress, how we come to know is, when we can identify the content words and function words, then only it is possible for us to know which word has to be stressed and to know which word should not be stressed. So here in a sentence, content words ought to be stressed and function words, we have to utter them lightly, or we have to pronounce them lightly. See, for example, in this sentence, I have highlighted a word, cheater. This is a noun. And as I told you, noun comes under content word. So in a sentence, when you find such a word, such a content word, that word has to be stressed while you are speaking. Now let us see the whole sentence. He was a cheater. When I'm just trying to, speak out, this sentence, I'm putting little stress on this content word, and I'm just trying to pronounce these words lightly. He was a cheater. When I come to that particular word cheater, I'm trying to put little stress because it's a content word. And this cheater is a noun and it comes under a content word. So in a sentence, while we are speaking, when we are speaking, we have to put little stress on the content words and we have to pronounce these function words lightly. So that is the, a very important point we have to remember about these content words and function words. That is the main reason of knowing which word is a content word and which word is a function word. He was a cheater. He was a cheater. He bought a car. He bought a car. Like, when you are just trying to pronounce the whole thing, wherever we get a content word, we are trying to put little stress on that. He bought a car. He bought a car. Like, those content words are stressed. My teacher taught me grammar. My teacher taught me grammar. So these teacher taught grammar, these are the content words. My is, a function word, and me is a function word. So my teacher taught me grammar. So these content words are to be stressed little while we are speaking. So that is the main purpose of learning these content words and function words. First of all, we should be able to identify which is a content word and which is a function word in a sentence. Then only it becomes easy for us where to stress and where not to stress. Why it's important to learn content words and function words? That is what I told you just now. It can help you become more fluent in English, and it can help you understand what you need to emphasize. That means what you need to stress in a sentence, leading to much better pronunciation. So when you know which word has to be stressed, then it gives you much better pronunciation. Now let us review the whole topic. Content words carry most of the meaning and information in a sentence. They cover who is doing what, while function words act as glue to hold all parts of sentence together. Knowing the difference between the two groups is important because it helps you sound much more natural when learning foreign language, because it's not a mother tongue. So when you're learning such a language, you should know like how to pronounce the words properly, or else it sounds unnatural. Okay, this is all about content words and function words, and thank you.